Now we're going to look back at page 34 and 35. And 34 and 35 have our food web that we created. And then it also has, and you can click back into the grade book, the grade report, so you can see what it is that we were looking at. And so if we're looking at this, we did have to add in cattle and humans. And if we're talking about cattle and humans, we're trying to figure out where could we have some sort of interaction between them. How would those impact our food web? Well, if we're looking at how could cattle impact our food web, well, cattle are going to be eaten by, we know they're going to get eaten by the grizzly bear. Oh, I should have my gray wolf on here. And we know gray wolf eats large and small animals. But we know that the cattle are going to get eaten by a couple more things. So we've got another predator or another source of prey. And then if we're talking about humans, we know humans could eat bison. They hunt them. They could also eat elk. So I'm going to add those on there. Also, if we're talking about, they could eat bunnies like snowshoe hare. So we're adding in some different food sources for animals such as like grizzly bears or gray wolves or coyotes, but then we're also adding in some more predator like the human to interact with these. Now, if we're talking about how could they have changed the food web, we're adding in more predators and we're adding in more prey. Now, what we're going to end up doing is, now that we've been practicing this whole competition, predator-prey, that sort of thing. This is going to be on page 40, and we're going to say types of relationships in Yellowstone. And what you're going to need to do is probably use this little paper from 1.2, but we're looking for types of relationships. So we've got predator-prey. We're looking for examples of these in Yellowstone. Predator-prey, we've got competition, commensalism, mutualism, and predation, and parasitism, rather. You should be able to find most, if not all of these, so you're just looking for an example of these types of relationships in Yellowstone using your food web.